Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our leadership presentation for Management 3301. I am Trace McGee. I'm joined by,
Evan Pickett.
Liliana Rodriguez.
Aubrey Grizzetti.
Aiden Gonzalez.
Dylan Hudson.
Juan Bautista.
Garrett Mendoza.
Dimitri Gilchrist.
Matthew Madrid.
okay, and so today we're going to be presenting on leadership. We have a wide range of leaders in our society that we love to pick their brains and choose from. This quote is from Vince Lombardi, the famous Packers head coach, who's named after the Super Bowl trophy now. His quote is, "Leaders are made. They are not born. They are made by hard effort, which is the price which all of us must pay to achieve any goal that is worthwhile."
Who is someone who is leading in an industry right now? Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks and appearing regularly on the hit show Shark Tank, is an example of one that comes to mind. He is a leader. What characteristics and traits do people have compared to regular employees in an industry? They are optimists, visionaries, embrace adaptability, embrace failure, have good work ethic, are decisive, problem solvers, along with many other things that separate them from the crowd of a regular employee. These are a few attributes of a leader that we will be discussing. Let's get into it.
Vision and leadership. Imagine being the CEO of the world, having everything you could ever dream of. Start to picture your ideal self. What does this look like? Where do you live? What habits does this ideal self have? What kind of reputation do you have? Can you see yourself? Hold that vision. Having a vision means knowing what you want. Making a vision a reality is done through action. This is a crucial step leaders must make. Positive visualization involves intentionally developing a picture in your mind to practice the performance, feeling, or behavior you desire. And that was said by Karen Slawski. Marcus Aurelius said that the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. We have all been plagued with negative thoughts and self-doubt, but understanding how to direct those thoughts into positive action can change the trajectory of one's success. We all have the power to visualize the life we desire. As a leader, having a vision gives us confidence in our ability, gives employees someone to look at for focus and intent. This is leading by example. Vision guides us to a higher trajectory and improves the trajectory of those around us.
When comparing leaders and managers, leaders are typically those who are respected and have abilities to inspire, guide, and influence others to achieve a common goal. Many leaders have a variety of qualities which can aid in achieving this common goal. This can and includes having a clear vision, effectively communicating, clear empathy, and integrity alongside much more. Positive traits. A key component that leaders are concerned with when vision planning is concerning themselves more with what and why they're doing something. When looking at managers, managers are often more concerned about the how and when of vision planning. This makes managers more focused on planning, organizing, and coordinating tasks to achieve specific objectives. Oftentimes, managers are less interested on building relationships with employers, but rather on productivity, task, and processes. Managers are also more keen to sticking to what is in place rather than inviting change and embracing it like a leader may do.
So, effective leadership. We believe that effective leadership starts with credibility. Credibility serves as the foundation for effective leadership. It dictates the success or the failure for leadership strategies. It's an influential leader's credibility that should include traits such as foresight, honesty, inspiration, and competency. So, there are some dimensions of credibility. Competence is the first one. Competence, it's defined by an individual's expertise, intelligence, their capacity to add value. Effective leaders demonstrate aptitude and skill. They provide the necessary capabilities required for different scenarios. For instance, boards seek executives skilled in marketing, fundraising, or adept in cost reduction to drive organizational success. The second dimension of credibility is trustworthiness. It may be the most critical dimension of effective leadership. It emphasizes honesty and consistency. So building trust is paramount in a leader-follower relationship. Managers value honesty as a crucial leadership trait, while public opinion leaders are notably trustworthy. However, trust diminishes when leaders' benefit is disproportionate during economic struggles faced by their workforce. Dynamism is the third dimension of credibility. It reflects a leader's confidence, assertiveness, and active communication. Dynamic leaders inspire through their vision, encouraging heightened dedication and commitment. Dynamism contributes to what's often seen as charismatic leadership.
Operations management entails overseeing business practices to optimize efficiency within an organization. This includes the coordination of planning, scheduling, and control activities to transform inputs into finished goods and services. The goal of operations management teams is to achieve a balance between costs and revenues, ultimately aiming for the highest net operating profit. The primary objective is to enhance an organization's revenues by refining operations and maximizing the utilization of available resources. Management plays a pivotal role in the success and sustainability of organizations across various sectors. It serves as the compass that guides a company towards its goals by efficiently utilizing resources, optimizing processes, and coordinating efforts. Effective management ensures that an organization's human, financial, and technological resources are harnessed in a coordinated manner, leading to an increased productivity and overall success. It involves strategic planning, organizational development, decision-making, and problem-solving, all of which contribute to the smooth functioning of an enterprise. Additionally, management fosters a culture of innovation and adaptability, allowing businesses to navigate through challenges and capitalize on opportunities in a rapidly changing global landscape. Whether in a small business or a large multinational corporation, sound management practices are essential for achieving objectives, maintaining employee morale, and fostering a resilient and dynamic organizational structure. In essence, management is the cornerstone that sustains the health and longevity of an entity striving for excellence in its endeavors.
Okay, so now I want to talk to you guys about appointed versus emergent leaders. So in numerous instances, a leader is designated to a group, i.e. managers. So when a leader is designated to a group prior to its initial meeting, or excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. In numerous instances, a leader is designated to a group, like a manager, prior to its initial meeting. As your own personal experience might reveal, groups frequently succeed despite their assigned leaders, not because of them. Appointed leaders often fall short in their leadership role, which can impede group progress. Moreover, an inept leader hinders the group's advancement as members invest time and energy in cultivating alternative leadership. When the appointed leader effectively fulfills their role, earning the leader label through competence, groups can streamline their focus and spend less time on leadership concerns. So there's some strategies used by emergent leaders. The first one we're going to talk about is how they participate early and often. Participation demonstrates both a motivation to lead and a commitment to the group. Focus on communication quality as well as quantity. So effective leadership communication helps the leader and the group as a whole. Behaviors include setting goals, giving directions, managing tension and conflict, and summarizing. Then we have demonstrate competence. It includes showing your character and your dynamism, which we talked about previously, as well as your ability to convince others that they successfully help the group complete required tasks. Additionally, being enthusiastic and confident will make you more receptive to your other group members. And also, the last strategy that emergent leaders use is they help build a cohesive unit. They demonstrate that they want you to cooperate with others. They pitch in to help work to build the status of others and avoid taking claim to all the credit for all the decisions. Okay, but there are still appointed leaders like managers, and they do have tactics that they can use to influence others. Managers aiming for organizational compliance encounter distinct constraints not present in interpersonal context. Firstly, their freedom to decide on engagement and persuasion is limited. Middle managers and supervisors must influence to fulfill their roles. Secondly, both the compliance seeker, the manager, and the target, the follower, have well-defined statuses within the organization. Thirdly, organizational influence agents are bound to direct efforts primarily towards organizational objectives, such as enhancing productivity, reducing tardiness, and improving service. Lastly, managers, organizational rules and culture may favor certain influence methods over others. So I just want to run through some of these tactics with you guys. So rational persuasion, it's use of logical arguments and factual evidence to demonstrate that a request or proposal will attain organizational objectives. Apprising, it's explaining how compliance will benefit the target in his or her career. Inspirational appeals, generating enthusiasm by appealing to values and ideals, arousing emotions. Consultation, seeking suggestions for improvement, asking for input for planning on activity, strategy, or change. Collaboration, providing resources and assistance if the target complies with the request. I'm sorry, guys. I'm running out of air. Ingratiation, use of flattery and praise before or during a request, expressing confidence in the target's ability to fulfill a difficult request. Personal appeals, appealing to feeling of loyalty and friendship when asking for something. Exchange, trading favors, promising to reciprocate later or share the benefits when the task is completed. Coalition, soliciting the aid of others or using support of coworkers to convince the target to go along with the request. Legitimating, claiming the right or authority to make a request, aligning the request with organizational policies, rules, traditions, and so forth. And then pressure, which is my least favorite, demanding, threatening, checking up, persistent reminders. And so just to summarize, these tactics can be more effective if the following takes place. The target, aka the follower, perceives the influence attempt as socially acceptable. The influencer has the position and personal power to use the tactic. The strategy makes the request seem more desirable to the target. And then lastly, the request is legitimate and doesn't violate the needs and values of the recipient.
Right here, we have some leadership development programs. Leadership development programs allow individuals to build leadership skills and the capacity to excel in them. The best type of leadership development programs, LDPs, are those who are research-based and focused on cultivating essential skills, preparing leaders to address the challenges they face. Some of the best LDPs that exist are Paycor, LifeLabsLearning.com, BetterUp, Grow360, Torch.io, FranklinConvey.com, and LeadX. These right here are only a few of the many leadership programs, but I wanted to highlight LifeLabsLearning.com and Grow360. LifeLabs Learning is best if one is looking for research-driven insights, with their motto being get passionate, higher performing managers. LifeLabs Learning is an unusual, instantly useful learning program that catalyzes a rapid increase in a person's performance, engagement, and employee effectiveness. This program has been used by over 2,000 companies, some of them being Target, Spotify, and HelloFresh. Growth 360 is also another great program that helps to empower teams and developing leaders. They believe that strong teams create a virtuous cycle for both team members and the organizations they work for. When there's a positive work environment, teams are healthy working together, team members thrive, which results in the teams performing better within the organization they're working for.
So next we're going to talk about motivation. High motivation comes from the expectancy theory, where employees must believe that they are able to reach goals that they see. They see others reach similar goals. There are promotions that are available, and these rewards have importance to them. Employees must also hold extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. High motivation stems from rewards that an individual receives due to high performance. Without rewards, motivation levels would be low.
A good motivational leader will try to inspire their team by being enthusiastic throughout the duration of a project. Good motivational leaders make their employees feel valued through investing time and understanding their strengths and weaknesses. Motivational leaders know how to use intrinsic motivation by effectively knowing how to use their employees' talents, skills, for the benefit of the project. Employees are invested into their work and appreciate when their work is being recognized and makes them feel empowered, which leads to a higher productivity engagement. I think it's important to be a good motivational leader because, not every day are your employees going to be self-motivated to do the work by themselves. So I think finding what makes them tick can be beneficial for you and your company.
With that, motivation leads to better participation in groups and leadership. These are some of the ways that works. So expectancy, which is part one of the expectancy theory, is the perception that an individual's efforts will lead them to high performances. Instrumentality, which is part two, the perception that there is a particular outcome that will come from the high performance that they have. Valiance, which is part three, which is the value and importance that is placed on the expected outcomes. Then there's also the extrinsic motivation, which is the idea that rewards come from outside variables, and the intrinsic motivation, which is when individuals receive enjoyment from the activity they're participating in.
Next, we will talk about sources of power in organizations. Power is very important within leadership. It helps with being able to influence people and create progress and vision goals. Here are some approaches of power dynamics. Legitimate power is when a leader with legitimate power has the right or authority to tell other people what to do. Employees are obligated to comply with legitimate orders. Reward power is when the leader who has reward power influences others by controlling valued outcomes. People comply with leaders' wishes in order to receive those rewards. Coercive power is a leader with coercive power who has control over punishment. People obey to avoid those punishments. Referent. A leader with referent power has personal characteristics that appeal to others. People comply because of admiration, personal liking, a desire for approval, or a desire to be liked by the leader. Expert power. A leader who has expert power has useful expertise or knowledge. People comply because they believe and can learn from or can otherwise gain from that expertise.
The three traditional approaches to understanding leadership are as followed. First is going to be the trait approach, which is while focusing on individual leaders, people try to determine what personal characteristics that all great leaders share. And after further research, it was found that there was a conclusion made where no particular characteristics were necessary to become a great leader.
The next approach is the situational approach. In this leadership style, it is dependent of a certain situation. Different situations require different leadership styles. This sort of style is directive in setting procedures. The situational approach is also called the contingency approach, and it is contingent upon the situation. The next is the behavioral approach, and this approach focuses on people-oriented, which is comprised of building relationships with the team members. Having known what kind of characteristics your team has, a leader can better provide guidance to the team. Also, within the behavioral approach, there are two main categories. One is task oriented, which focuses on achieving goals and objectives. And the other is people oriented, which focuses on cultivating relationships and spending time outside of work with the team members.
So we're going to talk
By the
more.
way, 20 seconds has been reached.
Okay.
Or 20 minutes.
So first we're going to talk about traits approach, which is one of the most important traits. It has cognitive abilities, which is intelligence and mental ability that can lead up to better leaders. Creative and divergent thinking. These are also important. Locus of control. Those are internal locus of control believe rewards are largely under their control, rely more on persuasion than coercion, pursue more innovative risk-taking strategies, engage in behavior to promote organizational performance. Then it's personality based off a person's emotional stability, sociability, creativeness, and curiousness. Sorry. Being trusting and nurturing and being organized and dependable. Next is motivation, which is the power, achievement, and affiliation are the most viewed forms of motivation. Most effective leaders are high in power motive, mid to high in achievement motivation, and have a lower need to affiliate others. And then finally, it's social intelligence, which is the ability to recognize the feelings and behaviors of others and respond effectively.
Situational approach continued. As we said, it is directive, procedure related, includes planning and organizing, task coordination, policy setting, and other forms of specific guidance. It is also supportive. This means it is interpersonally focused, concern for needs of followers and their well-being, facilitates a desirable climate for interaction. It is participative, solicits opinions and ideas from followers, gets followers involved in decision making, and achievement oriented, focuses on attaining goals and accomplishments, emphasizes followers, and can achieve goals through demonstrating confidence.
And then the last approach, the behavioral approach, there are two main roles for roles of behavior. The first one is the task-related roles. They contribute to the organization and the completion of the group task. Roles include the initiator, the information/opinion seeker, elaborator, coordinator, and energizer. And then we have the maintenance roles, which contribute to the development and the maintenance of an open, supportive, and healthy interpersonal relationships within the group. Roles like this include the encourager, the gatekeeper, and the standard setter. And then the last role the last role is individual roles. Individuality is highly valued, but largely it does not contribute to task or maintenance roles. And roles like this include the aggressor, the blocker, the recognition seeker, a player, and dominator.
So here we have
Contemporary
contemporary perspective on leadership. Contemporary leadership refers to the ideas and concepts that are used by leaders to guide and influence others at their place of work. This form of leadership is seen as a dynamic process between people chasing the same goal and trying to make the end product a better overall product for everyone. A good contemporary leader will encourage creativity, build a positive work environment, and have a good relationship with their employees. Transformational leaders, having a trait of being a charismatic person, can get people farther along the line of leadership. Being charismatic usually means having more self-confidence and being a dominant person. This kind of aura makes people gravitate towards them, helping with communication, creating trust, and eventually leads to the satisfaction of people's needs. Leaders who are able to inspire employees and followers create massive change in positive ways. People can also gain charisma by simply performing well. Others see that person in a brighter light because of their high performance. This kind of approach is intellectually stimulating and empowering. And then lastly, we have transact leaders. There's no passion within this kind of leadership. It does not create inspiration for its followers and is not empowered. This kind of approach is effective for individualists. It is a series of transactions. Authentic leadership. This approach to leadership is to just be yourself, show you genuine, how you're able to be reliable and trustworthy. Basically, be such a good person to the people who want to morally resign with you and follow your lead.
Opportunities to be a leader. Leadership opportunities abound in various aspects of life, providing individuals with chances to step up, influence others, and make a positive impact. Whether in professional settings or personal endeavors, these opportunities foster growth, development, and the learning of new skills. Here are 5 potential avenues for individuals to embrace leadership roles. The first one is workplace leadership. This consists of mentoring, guiding colleagues, taking initiative on projects, and showcasing problem-solving skills. Also leading by example with a strong work ethic. Number 2 is public speaking. Speaking at conferences or events and sharing expertise and inspiring others. 3 is event organization. Consists of coordinating events that show organization and leadership skills and putting together teams or volunteers to plan events. Educational training. To tutor and mentor others, sharing knowledge and skills, guiding others into learning new skills or knowledge. Entrepreneurship is to start and lead your own business, making strategic decisions and guiding a team, and innovating or adapting to market changes.
In conclusion, now we have had the chance to go over everything, and some key things you should have learned are how vision matters, how leaders are in the workplace, how managers are in the workplace, leadership programs, leadership development, tactics used by leaders, motivations, sources of power in organizations, traditional approaches to understand being a leader, and opportunities to be a leader. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate your time. Those who give voice and form to our search for meaning and who help us make our world purposeful are leaders we cherish and to who we return gift for gift. This was a quote from Margaret Whitley. Here is our works cited page.
That concludes our presentation. Yay.